Hello, my fellow coders. Welcome back to Think and Code. And today we're starting with functions. Today we'll learn about how we are going to define a function and how we are going to call functions. So this is basically us learning how to reuse the blocks of code we have used previously. What is a function? So a function is when you write a block of code and put it in a named container, and then you call it later on to reuse it again and again for a specific task. Like it says down here, write once, define the logic once, and use it as many times as needed. And it will help you stay organized, break big problems into small named steps, so that will make it easier for you to go through the code when you are debugging. And as I said, easy to debug. Fix one place, the whole program benefits. Now, a basic syntax for defining a function would be def, a keyword. This tells Python that, okay, this is a function and function name, and this can be anything. As I say, function name, any name you choose. Use lowercase with underscore. Like it says here, function underscore name. As you can see, everything is a small letter or lowercase. And below is the actual example. Def keyword, say hello, the name of the function. As you can see, any name you choose, and it needs to be lowercase with underscore and parenthesis and colon. So parenthesis hold parameters, column starts the body. Now, what are parameters? We are going to talk about it more later on, but let's just say it holds a variable that will be used during the execution of the function. Whenever the function is running, we'll use that variable later on, and the code goes after the column. And remember, as I said, always the indentation. Don't forget the indentations. So everything you do in Python, you would need a indentation to represent that this code belongs to a specific statement, and those statement can be conditional statement, loop statements, or function statements. As it says here, indented body, all indented lines belong to this function. Now let's check how it works, how calling a function works. Before that, I'll show you how we can make a function. So usually what we can do is print hello world and print welcome to Python course. Now if we print this runs, right? But if we want to print it a multiple times, we have to do this, or this, right? And this makes code look pretty junky. So what we can do here is def, the keyword, and then we are going to write print course and a parenthesis and a column. Now, like I said, indentations. As you indent it, you can see this belongs to this now. So this is how you write a function, and function itself cannot call itself. So defining a function doesn't run it. You must call it to execute the code inside. So for example, I defined a function, but see, it does not run. It does not do anything. So we have to call the function, write the function name with a parenthesis. As you can see, define, say hello world, and print hello. This is definition. And to call it, we'll write it without the def or the column. That's when you call the function. So in this, what we can do is print course and this. Now this will run the code. As you can see, it ran the code. And as many times as you want, if you just write print course. And you know what we're going to do? Print 1, print 2, and finally print 3. So this way we know exactly. So this is the first time we ran it. This is the second time. And this is the third time. And this makes code look so much better and so much readable. And when you have to debug, you can just say like, okay, the h is small, I need it to be bigger. So if you do this and you print it, see, every one of them changed. So that's the beauty of functions. You can change it once. It's easy to debug as well. Now we have learned what defining a function look like and calling a function looks like as well. This is how you print couple of names. Instead of this, what we do is loss name. And like I said, as a parameter, we are going to pass a name. Now, what we need to do here is pass a name. Let's say Alice, Bob, and Claire. So if you print this, as you can see, hello Alice, hello Bob, hello Claire. So now you can change how this function will perform according to the names in here. So that's why it's necessary that we learn functions. Now, changing the greetings, yes, we have to print everything separately. But if we have a function, you can see greet name, hello, common name. Now everything is reusable. If you make a mistake, like I said, if we had this small h and we have to turn it to a bigger h, uppercase h, we had to change all of this. But in here, we just need to change in this particular part and everything will be changed. So that's why we use functions. And as you saw in this example, it's not very hard. It's a very simple topic. People kind of tend to make it hard, but it's a very simple topic. Now, we have some key rules to remember before we use functions. One is define before you call. So Python reads code in this order. It will read this first and then this and then this and then this and then this and then this. So we cannot call a function before we define it. So we need to define it first and then call. If we call it before we define, we get an error. Error print hello is not defined. So we have to define it first and then run it. And after we define it and run, the code will run as indented. Indentation is mandatory. Indentation is important in every kind of Python code you write or Python statement you write because that's what Python depends on. Now, next is function don't run on their own. Like I said, writing just this does not run shit. So we have to call it as well, like we did here. If we call it, that's when it prints out the statement. Without this, this will not run. Now, next is name your function clearly. Yes. So as you can see here, I named the function clearly as print course because we are printing the course. Now, if we have to greet someone, we'll be like greet user and print hello user. So this way we can actually understand what this function does. This will greet users. So that is it for the functions rules. And these are some practice questions you can quickly get through and help you understand how the function works more clearly. So I hope you can keep learning and you keep doing these practice questions. I'll give the link down in the description and in the comment section, pinned comment. So check it out. Now, let's do a quick summary. We learned how to define a function using def, and we learned how to name it, how to indent our codes, and we learned how to execute a function, and we learned how reusable code or functions help us avoid repetition in code and makes it easier to debug. Now, in the next video, we will learn about parameters and return values just to make you understand better. We already used some parameters today, and in the next video, we'll learn more about them and make functions truly flexible. So subscribe for the next video. I hope you learned something good. Keep coding. Happy coding.